No.
Has he got a flu type thing, or has he got any effects from some of the shots he took to his head the other night?
Mild concussion.
That was from the Indy game. When he got hit in the mouth in the Indy game.
I would say yes.
So he is now subject to the league protocol?
He is presently in the league protocol.
You have your 20-second difference starting line.
Okay, 22?
21.
21? How many stages are the Tour de France? How many stages? Trying to get there. Yes, I will.
You're making like Don Nelson. he went with like 40 plus. For no particular reason, though, you know?
He was innovative.
Yes, he was that.
When
Who will you start at center?
Kyle Quinn will start in Vucevic's place.
You like what you saw from him in New York?
You know, he did some really good things for us. You know, he's improving on both ends of the floor. You know, whether it was 5 offensive rebounds or 14, you know, rebounds overall. His ability to run the floor for us, play with some toughness. He's growing up.
At what time did team officials ascertain he had a concussion as opposed to flu or something like that?
He was reevaluated today by our doctors.
He went out and shot for a few minutes the other night in New York, and 2 or 3 minutes he was off the floor. Was he just not feeling well at all?
No, he was not feeling 100%.
Did you ever have a concussion during your time as a player? And what do you think of the league protocol?
Wow. I was never diagnosed with a concussion as a player, and I think it's a good thing for the league to take care of its players and to put them on the floor in the right frame. And that's going through the protocol and making sure they're okay.
You're never diagnosed? I mean, 10 years ago doesn't seem like a long time ago, but
I don't think there was a protocol, right?
Correct. The awareness of concussions in all sports is in terms of their long-term effects was not understood. Was there, you think maybe you did get concussed a few times?
I think you're taking it way too far, Josh. I just said I never was diagnosed. At the time, there wasn't a big deal about diagnosing, so I'm not sure if I was or not.
Is the following just kind of a shooting slump? Is he still getting the shots you want in the offense?
You know, he's been getting some good looks, and you know, sometimes just the ball doesn't go in. And we've asked a lot of him, and you know, minutes-wise, production-wise, and different shots that he's received throughout his career, and which shows, you know, challenge and growth from his part. And we'll continue to ask that from him. And I think it's you know, a great test to him trying to get better as a player. And my job to get him some easier shots throughout the course of the game. But when he shoots the basketball, I still believe it's going in for sure.
Jacque, with Kyle starting at center tonight, are we going to see Mo guarding Kevin Durant again? And if so, what would you like to see him do differently than last time up in OKC?
We'll definitely see Maurice guard Durant. Whether or not we had Kyle started or not, he would get an opportunity to guard him. And you know, you want to. Maurice had 2 fouls in that game that he probably could have avoided. And so tonight, that's the challenge for him. Is being ready before the play starts. You know, he was playing catch up on 2 plays, and then caused him to get 2 fouls. And so tonight, being ready before those plays start, and hopefully he'll eliminate those 2 opportunities.
When you have a young guy with both Harkless and Harris, and you're putting guys, you're asking them to guard guys like that. Have you noticed an improvement maybe in their moment-to-moment resilience, or is that something that they've come up with them playing at this level?
I think we've seen a growth from him, from sure. I think both of those two, Tobias and Maurice, are both high-character individuals, first of all, and which is great having them a part of our group. But you know, the beginning of this year, Tobias wasn't playing, and Maurice was starting and not starting in our group, and you know, facing the difficult challenges of the NBA. And where they are now, it's good to see that a coach trusts them guarding Durant, and I feel comfortable with them guarding guys like Durant. You know, I've asked Maurice to guard Steve Nash, Blake Griffin, LeBron James, Ray Allen. The list is very long, and all types of individuals, and I'll continue to ask him. And with the experiences, I mean, that's what it's about. You know, there's a game we play Nash here in the Lakers, and he posts Nash up and gets an and one and gets a foul call on Nash, and then Nash, the third time down, takes a charge on Maurice. And so he'll learn lessons just from being on the floor.
Jacque, I got to do my homework on the
Yes.
concussion protocol, but is there a certain
Testing,
number of
John.
games he has to miss, or he has to pass the test first? Is that how it works?
I am not an expert in the you know, the protocol. I know he's in the stages,
Okay.
but I can't say what stage and what's next for him.
You got a sense as to what symptoms he's got?
Do not.
How hard is it for you and Rob to avoid the comparisons with what happened with the Thunder a few years ago, how they went about building their program and what you're building here right now?
Well, I think the comparisons are obvious just because of Rob's and I's background and our relationship with Sam Presti and what he's done, the amazing job he's done at Oklahoma City. But the situations are different. You know, a lot of things have to fall into place for us to be at a level of Oklahoma City. And they've done it the right way, and there were some days where for some people it might not seem like that day was coming, but it came for them. And that's kind of the inspiration that we have here, is that when our time comes, we'll say we earned it, and that's what we're about.
Kevin Durant fall in place, the equivalent of Kevin Durant fall in place.
Having a good GM, having a good coach, having a system of developing Kevin Durant. There were a lot of negative things said about him when he came out of college and drafted, and the player that he is now, unbelievable because of what they've done, his commitment and their commitment to him.
It's that time of year again, NCAA tournament. This time last year we had 3 guys in that tournament, and then including Mo, who wasn't playing until the 4. Can you talk just a little bit about how far you guys have come with such a young core, despite the record?
You know, it's the guys have done an amazing job of just, you know, really just being steadfast in the situation. All of us are competitors, and no one envisioned the injuries or you know, different situations that's been presented to us this year. And a lot of times I think your first year or first couple years kind of shapes who you are as a player the rest of your career. And what we've tried to do is put our young guys in a position of working hard and really concentrating on that day and getting better that day. And hopefully they're grasping that, and looks like they are. Looks like they're getting better every day.
Coach, how do you get off to a better start tonight compared to last week in OKC when you were down 39-26 in the first quarter?
Yeah, you know, our game plan was, you know, really nothing different from the first half and the second half of last time. We didn't turn the ball over in the second half, which gave us opportunities. But they made shots at the beginning of the game, and a few were by guys who, quote unquote, we want to shoot tonight. And so really it's early stopping Durant and Westbrook and not letting them get their guys going. They'll be extremely motivated tonight after Memphis game, and so we know we'll take some shots early for sure, probably.
I think that music
Thanks, Coach.
is